Hello students. Tilak's views of Swaraj. The concept of Swaraj was to form the part of national ideas of Tilak. Swaraj means people's own government. He considered Swaraj as his dharma and achievement of Swaraj as for the national unity or for national necessity. Swaraj became the reason and also the cause for justification for extremism. Tilak was of the opinion that attainment of Swaraj would be a great victory for Indian national movement. According to Tilak, important points of Swaraj are religion, self-determination, freedom, social order, Swadharma, complete independence, self-government and democratic Swaraj. The ultimate aim of this Tilak was the attainment of Swaraj free from British rule. Swaraj was in favoring of this changing in the system of government, people's their own rule. The British were not eager to give to the Indians, but Tilak is of the opinion that Swaraj is responsible for executive educated Indians to be educated, and also along with that they will be get to the concluded part of their education system and also part of their self-government rule. It will be happens only through getting fight against British. Also along with that he has to be state existence. Along with that their support to the national movement. Tilak also supported for Hindu-Muslim unity. The year 1893 he started Shivaji festival and Ganapati festival. It was a ideology of Tilak's too. Hindus and Muslims were united against British to fight against British. In the view of Tilak that he has also started Home Rule movement in the year 1916. Along with that Anibesant in the regions of Adyar in Madras and Tilak in the regions of Pune. The Congress also favor for Hindu-Muslim unity. 1916, the Muslim League was also signed a pact with the Hindu Pact, virtually the demand for the League to conclude an unity among the Congress. And the year 1916 onwards, he has also supported for national education. He is also regarded as a father of pioneer of national education. He was founded Deccan Education Society in the year 1884. He gave an institutional base for education, and in the year 1895 there is a school of Ferguson College was founded, and earlier there is also one of the branch of Deccan Education Society. Kesari and Maratha was also the two newspapers were propagating the ideas of were responsible for educate the people and enlighten them to fight against British authorities. Tilak always regarded that education was a powerful instrument in the social transformation used as a weapon to fight against British to attainment of Swaraj. Tilak and Hindu nationalism. Tilak was reverently addressed that Lokamanya, meaning beloved to the people, revered by the world. Tilak was a scholar of Indian history, Sanskrit, Hinduism, mathematics, law and astronomy. For his work, he was considered as a father of Indian nationalism. Tilak wrote Bhagavad Gita Rahasya and Bhagavad Gita, in which he was described as an orthodox interpretation of Bhagavad Gita, taught the ideal of renunciation, in a view that he thought that selfless services to humanity, all the good things will be prevails and good thing will be resulted in the future of India. Tilak also give idea about socialism or socialist ideas of Tilak. He also believe in social reforms. Social reforms in the sense that there is a concept of social Swaraj, or we can say that the concept of welfare state that will be favor for the people of India. For this purpose, he was in favor of foreign travel, praised the remarriage, widow remarriage, advocated female education, opposed untouchability and also a part of discrimination of caste and creed. He is also a supporter of Home Rule movement. During the eve of the First World War, in the year 1914 to 1918, the British were proclaiming that they were fighting to make world safe for democracy. Tilak was favor for Home Rule movement. In the year 1916, Tilak and Anibesant was started a Home Rule movement, the concept of India for Indians. 1814 to 1808 to 1814, Tilak was in jail. He was tried for sedition, writing articles in Kesari and Maratha. He was in Mandalay jail in Burma, though he was devoted his time for writing articles and publication of books. He wrote two monumental works, Archaic Home of the Aryans and Srimad Bhagavat Rahasya, were the great source of inspiration to the people. Tilak's Vedantic day by printing and training. Tilak was also a true democratic. During his last days he was stay in Bombay. Tilak was not well due to malaria, which worst effect on his lungs. He suffered a cardiac arrest and passed away on 1st August 1920 in the year at the morning at 12:40 am. In the night of Sunday, he was breathed his last and passed away. Legacy of Tilak. Gandhiji in his newspaper Young India wrote that Balangadhar Tilak was no more. No man in our times had hold and such a mass of Mr. Tilak had in India. The devotion and he was command for the people, thousands of his countrymen was extraordinarily remembered or recognized as Tilak as a Lokamanya. His words and laws among the thousands, a giant among the fallen, and the voice of the lion will be hushed. The foreign newspapers are also appreciated the work of Tilak, unique contribution to the growth of rise of nationalism. Tilak was titled as Lokamanya. The people of India was revered as a Lokamanya, as one of the main architects of Indian freedom struggle. However, it was also equally necessary to describe him as significant efforts and also for giving a new orientation to the education, Swaraj, Swadeshi, pioneer of national education, boycott of foreign goods and use of Swadeshi goods. In the year 1905 to 1908, Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal and Balangadhar Tilak, three together along with Arvind Ghosh, they continued the struggle against British authorities and they popularized extremism. And this extremism was greatly supported to the rise of nationalism. The British were eagerly called that it is a revolutionary nationalism began to spread in the regions of India in the year 1909 onwards. 1909 to 1927, the Indians believed that Tilak and his efforts will not be as goes in wine. The generation considered him as a maker of modern India. We believed that the reverences him for his memory as a man who lived for Indians, died for Indians and described as one of the uncrowned king, not only for Maharashtra but also for entire India. His work will be realized, work will be materialized after 1920 by the formation of the Indian National Congress during the rule of Gandhiji, during the era of Gandhiji. Along with that, rise of revolution nationalism in the second phase. Balangadhar Tilak was followed by Lala Lajpat Rai, Bipin Chandra Pal, along with that Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sukhdev, they continued the spirit of revolutionary nationalism which was revered for the people for their memory. And finally, we can conclude that the reverence, the works of Tilak was referred in his one of the monumental works of Bipin Chandra. India's struggle for independence and Sumit Sarkar's modern India were one of the authoritative works of Tilak, and Tilak was also remembered as a Lokamanya for his adverse efforts and greatly contributed for the rise of nationalism and extremism that was ultimately brings freedom for India. Thank you.